Hey guys, Satish here. Today let's talk about power supplies, RPS, that is regulated power supplies. So I have two of them in front of me. This is a dual source and this is a single source. The difference is in dual source there will be two independent sources. So this is source 1 and this is source 2. And in a single source there is only a single source. So and with display also. So this is the voltage what you have set and this is the current which it is delivering. Now the no load is connected to it, so it is showing 0 amps. In this model what is happening is the voltage and current is on the same display. They have given a button to toggle between the voltage and current. So now it is showing voltage. If you click again, it is showing current. And in this model they have given an on off button also. You can turn it off and turn it on. Now let's understand how to set a particular voltage in both of them. So let's start with this one. So in this one you can shift the display to voltage and set the required voltage using this knob. Okay, it can vary from 3 volts 0 volts to these are up to 30 volts. I'm sure it's going up to 34 volts, and the maximum current they have mentioned here, maximum current is 2 amps. So it can deliver a maximum current of 2 amps. As in one of our understanding voltage and current chapter, I told you source cannot drive current into the load. So the load will determine how much current it will consume from the source. Let's assume that you have set it to 12 volts and you have connected a 12 volts bulb. So this source cannot tell I will give you 10 amps. The load will draw the required current from the source. So this limit is what is the maximum current it can draw from this. If it exceeds our limit, what will happen is the voltage will start dropping. I'll explain it to you how to set it up. So in this case what happens, so in some of the power supplies you will have two variations for voltage. One is coarse and fine. In the coarse for larger variation and the fine one is for smaller variation. You can turn the knob and the variation will be smaller. This is for better accuracy. Now there is a lot of misunderstanding of what is this current limit. Generally what people do is they set whatever voltage is required and they give the full current limit. So this is a very bad habit. So what you have to do is first we have to see what kind of a load you have. Let's assume you have a load which is going to consume maximum 1 amps. So you have to set the current limit to something slightly above that. So I'll show you how to set the current. So let's assume you have set it to 1.5 amps. So what is the advantage? Let's assume that your board has a problem. So if you have set it to this maximum current of, in this case it is 2.5 amps, what will happen is if the board has some issue because of there being no current limit, the whole board will get damaged. If you had set it at slightly above whatever the load is required, what will happen is even though there is some issue with the board, this supply will make sure that it does not deliver high current. It will only deliver what is set in it, the upper limit. So how it will do is just by reducing the voltage. So to set this current limit, what you have to do here is you have to first short the positive and negative terminal. So let me do it here. So I have to first turn off the supply. So in this case you can just turn off the supply and just short this. So I am going to use this one. So I will short both positive and negative. So once this is turned off, you make the current limit 0 and set the voltage limit to any value, it will not matter. So I'll keep it to a low value, then I'll turn it on and I'll shift the display to current. Now I'll slowly increase the current. So now the maximum current that this will supply is 0.3 volts. So let me set it to 1 amps. So basically what it will do is it will deliver the given voltage until this current is exceeding. So let's assume that I have set, I will remove the short. So now assume I have changed the display back to voltage. I have set 12 volts. So it will give 12 volts until this current limit of 1 amps is reached. See, now if you see the CV, that is a constant voltage LED is turned on. So as soon as I short it, you can see the voltage became 0.2 and if you see the current, it is 1 amp. So what it did was it reduced the voltage to 0.1. So that 0.1 or 0.2 voltage was enough to drive this 1 amps of current. So any current less than the 1 amp that we have set, it will give the voltage. As soon as you exceed the current limits that you have set, the voltage will stop dropping. So let us recap what we have done. So first you have to set the power supply voltage to 12 volts and current limit, don't keep it to the maximum. Let's assume your board will consume around 100 or 200 milliamps. Don't give it to the full value, keep it somewhere around 0.5 amps, so that if there is any problem with the board, this will limit the current so that your board is safe, it will not get damaged. Okay, now let's see how we can charge this lead acid battery using a power supply. So here we have to use both constant voltage and constant current. So first we should see what is the maximum current we can charge this battery. So this is a 12 volts 2.5 Ah battery. So as per thumb rule, C by 10, that is 2.5 Ah divided by 10, that is you have to maximum charging current, you have to limit it to 250 milliamps for better battery life. So if you charge at a higher rating, what will happen is you will damage the battery internals and the life of the battery is going to come down. So and the charging voltage, this charging voltage for a battery like this will be around 13.5 to 14. So let's set it to 13.5. So first we'll set the current limit. So we are going to set the current limit to 250 milliamps. So to do that, what we'll do is, first we'll take, let me turn it off. I'll short both the terminals. Okay, I've shorted it. Let me turn it on. Let me go to the current. So I have to set the current limit to 250 milliamps. So basically what I am doing here is, whatever be the load, let it be direct short circuit or any kind of load, the current will not exceed 250 milliamps. Okay, I have set it to 250 milliamps. And the charging voltage, so if there is no load, the current is 0, that is why it is showing 0. Then the voltage I will set it to 13.5. You can refer the battery, they will tell what should be the charging voltage. So I will set this to 13.5. Okay, let me wire it up. So now I have connected the battery. Make sure that the battery polarity is right. The positive goes to the positive and negative goes to the negative. So now let me turn it on. So it is on now. So the battery is at 13.2. If you see, the constant current LED is glowing. Basically it's working in the constant current mode. If you go and see the current, so the current is slightly higher. So you have to go and set it to 250 and 250 milliamps. So set it to 250 milliamps. So basically now you are charging the battery at 250 milliamps. Slowly the current will be, the voltage of the battery will build up. If you go to the voltage, so it is slowly building up to 13.5 and the current is also being limited. So once this will get completely charged, you can see this current coming below 250 milliamps, a set value, and it will become 0, close to 0, and this voltage will increase to 13.5, which you have set as maximum. So this is how you will charge a lead acid battery. So now since we have a dual power supply, what you can do is you can connect this supplies in series or parallel. So the maximum voltage rate in this one is 32 and the maximum voltage range in this one is voltage, that is 32. So if you have somewhere around 50 or 48 volts battery or anywhere you want higher than 33, what you can do is you can connect this in series. So let me do that. So for connecting it series, the negative of the left side supply, I will connect it to the positive of the right side supply. So now these two have been connected in series. Now we have to use the positive of this one and the negative of this one. So let us check out what is the voltage across them. So let's get 200 volts. And you see the voltage, it is 67 volts. So if you want higher voltages, you can connect it in series. So if you, and the maximum, and if you want higher current, what you have to do is you have to connect it in parallel. So let me check what is the maximum current. So they have mentioned as maximum 2 amps. You go and check out the current. The maximum is 2.28 amps. So what you can do is, let's assume in an application where we want 5 amps. So what, for example, where you want 4 amps. What you can do is you can connect these two in parallel and take 2 amps from this and take 2 amps from this. But for that, both has to be set to the same voltage. So this is how you use a power supply.